Hi, it's Robin Sharma, and I wanted to check in here on Instagram Live. And I wanted to offer you some ideas that will help you. By the way, I should turn off the mirror in here. Anyway, so I hope you've had a great week, and I'd love to know where you're from. Lots of people pouring into this Instagram Live, and I have a few things I wanted to talk about. First of all is I wanted to find out how you're doing in this interesting world that we're living in right now. The first suggestion I have is remember that human beings are survivors and human beings are built to change. So often what we do is in a challenging, volatile time, we play ostrich and we put our head in the sand. We wish things would go back to the way they were, let's say pre-March of this year, 2020. But I don't think things will ever go back to the way they were. But I think eventually things are going to become even better. And so remember the idea of neuroplasticity, which is the malleability of the human brain. As you start to think new thoughts, as you start to take new steps, as you start to release any form of victimhood and move towards even greater leadership, you're actually going to start the process of rewiring your brain. So please remember you are built to change. You have it in you, even though it might be, remember the line from the 5 a.m. Club, all change is hard at first, it's messy in the middle, it's beautiful at the end. But through the power of neuroplasticity, your brain has that malleability to wire in new ideas, new beliefs, new ways of being, and new habits. Second suggestion I have for you is remember, the human brain is designed to see what it seeks. So each of us have a perceptual filter or a lens through which we see the world, or a personal narrative, or a personal story. Anayas once wrote, we see the world not as it is, we see the world as we are. I'm going to repeat that again because I think it's such a valuable idea. We see the world not as it is, we see the world as we are. And so every single one of us, no matter where we're from, where I'm from or where you're from, we all are seeing the world not as it is, but through the filter of our own personal story. And the story is made up of the beliefs that we've been trained to believe are true, the messaging from society, our ecosystem, and our influences. And from the moment we were born, we've been taught to believe a certain story. And so now here we are, 25, 55, 35, 85, and we think we are seeing reality, but we're actually processing reality through a filter. And so it's very wise, I suggest, to step outside of the filter through journaling, prayer, meditation, reflection, contemplation, working with a healer, and actually start to investigate the nature of your story, to investigate the filter or lens through which you see the world. And what you're going to find as you start this process of self-excavation, self-examination, personal mastery, whatever you want to call it, you'll start to see your false beliefs. You'll start to see your entrenched beliefs that actually aren't true. And that's the moment of transformation, because you start to realize, reality isn't what I thought it was. I'm seeing scarcity, or I'm seeing my limitations, or I'm seeing weaknesses, or I'm seeing something faulty. And with remember the 5 a.m. Club, the 3-step success formula? With better awareness, you'll make better choices, better results. Third suggestion I have for you, just remember something as simple as strenuous, sweaty morning exercise. It's just such a game-changing move. It will activate a pharmacy of mastery within your brain. It'll increase your metabolic rate. It will shift your mood. It will help jumpstart your fat-burning engine. It will just do so many great things for you. Remember, please, the way you feel when you first wake up isn't necessarily the way you'll feel 1 hour later after you've had some exercise. Fourth thing I want to offer to you, I'm taking a day off today from writing the new book. I mean, Monday was amazing, and then this week was some really heavy lifting on the new book. Let me just see here. I have a bunch of people who want to do a video call. Let me see if I can make that happen. So while I'm waiting for a possible video call, I always love chatting with my readers. Here we go. How are you, my friend? How are you? I can hardly see you. It's so dark.
Hi.
So you're
Dark.
Did you not pay the electricity bill?
Yeah. No, I definitely pay the electricity bill, but it's
Oh,
quite dark.
you look like you have a nice house. Are you in the country or something?
Yeah, I live outside Stockholm, Sweden. Have you been to Sweden before?
Oh, beautiful. Oh, many times. I love Stockholm very much.
It's lovely here in August, and I follow you,
Oh.
and I'm starting to. I'm had 3 years old, and my issue, as I try to ask some, what do you say in English, self-help gurus like you. What do you call it? I don't want to say it in a bad way, if you understand me, but
Sure.
I have quite big issues with procrastination all my life, and that's the thing. I really want to. I know I can push myself and do things much better, but I still. What do you say? A little bit addictive to social media, and try to have problems to do things. And I think a lot of people have the same problem today.
Sure. So what's your name, by the way?
Andreas.
Andreas. It's a pleasure.
Andreas Schweitzer. My father is from Switzerland from beginning. Yes.
Okay, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and I really love all my Swedish fans. I've done a few events in Sweden, but allow me, please, to try to offer some insight that will help you with procrastination. So, yes. Andreas, the first thing is, often we procrastinate because we're scared.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Right? So I'm certain you have so much talent inside of you, but often, it can be very threatening sometimes to express our talent. It can be threatening to do something amazing in our work, for example, because we could be ridiculed, we could fail, we could be criticized, we could be misunderstood. Yeah. And so often there's a much deeper emotional, let's call it wound, that's the real reason for procrastination. So I would encourage you to pray or journal or meditate, pray, journal, meditate, but spend some time trying to, Carl Jung talked about the great shadow side, the vast subconscious.
I haven't really thinking about from Carl Jung, but I know Jordan Peterson talked a lot about Jung.
Yeah, I mean, just be open to start spending more time asking yourself, what's the cause of this escapism? And then even with social media, I'll just offer you an idea, which is we're at war. Social media is so attractive, and we all have a great need for meaning, don't we?
Yeah.
And so what we do is we go to social media and we pretend that we're busy, and we think, okay, I'm being productive because I'm looking at my my social media feed, and actually it's just another escape that makes us feel even worse. So here's what I would say. I'd say, number one, do you journal?
I try to do it, but I don't do that regularly.
Oh,
Uh,
Andreas, it's
I,
a
John, I try it and do it for a few, 3, 4, 5 days, and then I go back in some bad routines, or if you call it, yeah. And
okay.
I'm one thing I'm really disciplined is my health and training. I try to eat quite healthy food and uh, running almost every day and do some exercising with my body and try to stay strong. And
Okay.
the days when I take off and no training, I feel a little bit bad about myself. Not bad, but I don't try to blame myself in a way, but I feel really good every day when I do exercise, and it's feeding my mind a lot too.
So let me offer you some ideas. Number one, this is my journal.
Yeah,
Remember these old things of pens?
yeah,
And
I
and
like.
I would write for half an hour every day about why you might be procrastinating. And also, the second thing I would say is you're a very disciplined man. You're telling me that you exercise. You're a very, very disciplined man. So it's not that you don't have discipline. It's not that you don't have power. It's for whatever reason you're disciplined when it comes to your health. You might not be as disciplined in some of the other areas. Final thing I would say is, Lao Tzu,
I think.
the great
Yeah,
Chinese philosopher, said that the 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step.
yeah,
And
yeah, I
so
know, I know.
for many years, for many years, I've been talking about micro wins, small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements when done consistently over time lead to stunning results. So pick one project,
Mm,
start small. When you feel like procrastinating, make
mm,
some micro progress, stay
yeah,
with it. University College London says it takes 66 days of daily practice to
yeah.
install a new habit. Don't give
Mm,
up. Stay with, just pick one little project and stay with it. And to my new Swedish friend, I wish you all good things. I hear the COVID situation in Sweden it's improving now, so I'm happy to hear that.
yeah. I try my best, but I don't like the COVID situation, but I think it's the same all over the world. I really like the meet when we can meet and have social. Not social distancing to each other, but we need to do that at this situation at the moment. But I'm glad you take some time with me, and I will still follow you. And I thank you very much for your advice.
And I thank you for your time as well, Andreas. It's a pleasure to meet you. Stay safe and healthy. We'll talk again.
And you too. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, I hope that was helpful, and I'm just going to end with two ideas. When it comes to your work, I'd say what the world often focuses on is rushing out some work and then spending a lot of time marketing it and evangelizing it, and then rushing out more work and then marketing it and telling people about it. And it's almost this cycle of rushing work out, spending a lot of time marketing the work. And what I would encourage you to do is less do put out less work, but put out more magic. I mean, all you need to do is one Sistine Chapel ceiling. It took Michelangelo 4 years to do it. Khalil Gibran carried the manuscript of the Prophet for 4 years. Shah Jahan spent 20 years, leading the building of the Taj Mahal. What I'm suggesting to you is be in the be in the magnum opus business where you don't put out a lot of work, but what you put out is amazing. And if you do that, you won't have to spend a lot of time marketing it because people will consume it and they'll fall in love with your magic and then they'll tell the world about it. Final thing I would offer to you is, remember to protect your ecosystem. Your ecosystem is your environment. And so the people you populate your life with, the places you go to, the magazines you read, the people you follow on social media, the friends that you Zoom with, the places where you work. I'm in one of my workspaces right now. I can show it to you. It's very minimalist. And because I believe that, you want to have less mess, which would steal your cognitive bandwidth. So when I work, I work in very minimalist places, which allows me to really harness my focus. And I'm just suggesting to you, we all want to do world-class work, but a lot of us don't structure our ecosystems in ways that then produce world-class work. And so the friends in your life, the influences in your life, the places you go, even the way your home looks, all of those things profoundly affect your inspiration and your energy. And I'm an artist, you're an artist. There's a reason why artists are very careful about their studios. You want to go to places that lift your joy, because when you feel that inspiration and you move into flow state, a term coined by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi of University of Chicago, when you enter that flow state, that's when you produce your magic. And you do have magic inside of you. And I think the world will be less of a place if you do not allow your magic to come out and see the light of day. And so protect your magic. Fight for your magic. Protect your hope. And don't put out a lot of mediocrity. Put out only mastery. And if you do that, the universe has, I think the universe has a really fair justice system. It's really hard to do amazing work. And it demands so much of you. But it makes you into a stronger, bigger, greater human being. And then the magic that you produce serves the world and makes people happy. And it shows people what's possible. And then the world beats a path to your door. So I don't know if you guys want to do some video. Let's see, and then I'm gonna, let me see if I can bring Zach in here. And then I will, hopefully that has been helpful.
Hey,
Hi, Zach.
how are you?
Hey, how are you? Where are you from?
I'm from the UK, man. I'm from the UK.
From the UK, where about in the UK?
I'm based in a small town just outside of London called Essex.
Oh, I know Essex very well, actually.
Oh, you do? Nice, man.
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm actually speaking to you. Honestly, this is insane. One of my friends put me onto the 5 a.m. club last year. I had some real bad family situations going on, and I needed some sense of discipline. I needed to bring something into my life, and I read the book, man, and it honestly changed my life completely. I'm eternally grateful for reading that book. It's one of the best books I've ever read in my life, man. So I just wanted to start off by saying that.
Zach, you're welcome, and I'm very grateful to you, because it really astonishes me when people say they're grateful for the 5 a.m. club, because I'm grateful that you would pick up the book. I'm grateful you would be brave enough to be open to the ideas. I'm grateful that you would make the changes you've made. I mean, it's a pretty dangerous game to embrace new ideas and try new steps. I mean, I'm grateful to you.
Thank you. I'm only I'm only 20 years old, but it's definitely something that I'll be instilling for the rest of my life for sure.
It's great.
Even you said so yourself. When you instill one discipline, it frees way for another one.
Totally.
And I definitely realized that tenfold. That even instilling that one discipline in your life has enabled it's enabled so many more in other areas to come to fruition. Whether it be my training or whatever it might be. I just think that, yeah, the principles of the book, the way it's written as well, is in a very understanding way. It's not too busy. It's not too wordy. It's a very, very well written book, man.
I really appreciate it.
I know you put a lot of time into writing your books as well, and you're working on another one right now, right?
Yeah, I spent 4 years on the 5 a.m. club, and I've spent 6 months this year, this interesting year that we're living, working on the new book. Let me ask you, how are you doing in how are you doing with the COVID situation and lockdown as a 20-year-old?
That's a very good question. You know, for me, it's been, I think for everyone, it's been a very big test of character for sure. Um, but you know, I'm a very independent person as it is. You know, I'm not one for really going out to clubs and going out to pubs and doing all these things. And I think for a lot of people that are used to living that lifestyle and are used to socializing all the time and going out every weekend, for them, it's been a bit of a struggle. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
whereas for me, I live quite a solitary life. Obviously, I've got a small circle of friends and I do my thing, but I've kind of just used it as a time to refocus, to try and instill some good habits. And for me, it's been great. I've actually kind of tried to make the best of a bad situation, you know. How about yourself?
Well, first of all, I want to say it's amazing what I'm hearing you say, you know, I mean, because I think that's the way to do it. You know, life has sent us this situation, so use it as a 6-month or 8-month laboratory where we get to read the books we've always wanted to read and maybe even produce some work we want to bring to the world. How have I done? Did you ask how I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for asking. You know, it's Zach, the past 20 years of my life, I've lived on a lot of airplanes and, you know, traveling the world. And so
Yeah.
I really feel my wings are clipped. You know, I don't get to go to the places I love to go and visit with a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm like you. I'm looking for the blessing. I'm using it as a time for a lot of meditation, prayer, journaling, so I become, you know, a stronger person and hopefully a better servant leader. And I'm, you know, I'm always very close with my family, so we're having some really good times.
Yeah.
And I'm using it to write this book. You know, I mean, I'm using it to get the book done. So listen,
Oh,
it's
I look forward to when that book comes out. I'll definitely be purchasing it, man. And
yeah,
I
do
like what you said. Obviously, it's been a big blessing for you being on planes all the time and probably not being able to see your family as much as you'd like to now really appreciate and value that time, you know.
Yeah, look, you know, it's been a pleasure meeting such a wise young man. Why don't you, if you'd like, send me a DM and give me your address in Essex. And when the new book comes out, or you know what, I don't know when the new book is going to come out, so I'll send you a signed copy of the 5 a.m. Club as
That
my
would mean
thanks.
so much to
Yeah,
me. Thank you so much.
you're a smart, cool, thoughtful person. So it's been a pleasure talking to you. And you know, one thing I remember from Essex, there's a road called Park Road, right?
Yeah, that's near. That's not too. That's about 15 minutes from me. That's not too far.
Yeah, I didn't say I knew Essex without it being true. So
Yeah,
look,
well, if you ever come through to London and you do any talks or anything, then obviously we'll have to stay in touch, man. I'd have to come through and see you. It'd be a pleasure.
it'd be my pleasure, Zach. Send
You're a
me your
great guy,
address.
man. Keep doing your thing. Keep inspiring. I'll send you a DM now.
You're a good guy too. Take care.
Thank you, man. Take care.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Stay safe and healthy, and hope you've got some value out of this Instagram live. Thanks for your time. Hope everything is great for you.